I'm going to give it about 1 more minute, see if anybody else jumps in through the waiting room, and then we'll get started. All right. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Angie Mcmurray. I'm the Director of Programs here at the Ohio Academy of Science, and I'm joined with my colleagues, Allison Gruber, and many of you know Allie. She works with our sponsored award judges, but also communicates with our judges. And also Mike Wojtek, our Executive Director, is online as well. And I believe some of our STEM advocates are online as well. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. We're not going to take very long. We just wanted to really say, to celebrate our judges, our Academy judges, and say thank you so much for all that you do for our programs, and then also just kind of give a preview of what's coming up this year, as we have a new social learning platform for our students to utilize. And that's where our judges are really going to come into play with some additional opportunities to get involved this year. So first of all, I wanted to say on behalf of the Ohio Academy of Science, a very heartfelt thank you, because without our judges at the local level, the district level, and the state level, and our Buckeye Science and Engineering Fair judges, as well as our Believe in Ohio judges, our programs just simply could not exist. And so we are so very thankful and grateful for the time that you all put in to give our students quality feedback that they can use to get their projects to the finish line in whatever fashion that is, but also to encourage them to come back the next year and participate in our programs again. So again, thank you so much on behalf of everyone at the Academy. We thank you so much for your participation. So how do you get involved this year in 2022, 2023? Definitely as a judge. We are always looking for judges at the local level. And when I say local level, that could be within a school district, that could be within a school, that could be within a county. And so there's oftentimes great opportunities for you to give your judging, spread that around a little bit at the local level before you get to the district Science Day. Our district Science Day fairs are all going to be held in person this year. Yay! So in March of 2023, our 17 districts throughout the state will be hosting in-person Science Days for our students, and those are usually divided by counties. And so just kind of keeping that in mind. Our state competition is going to actually be online. And so we will need judges for the state competition online. But we will be having a state celebration for students at The Ohio State University on Saturday, May 13th, which is going to be new and amazing. And so I can't wait to give more information about that as it comes about. So, but there's always the need for our judges at many levels of participation. We also are going to be looking to our judges and our judge volunteers to mentor our students through the process this year. With our new social learning platform project board, students have an opportunity to receive feedback earlier in the process than waiting until the very end when they are presenting at a local or a district or a competition, maybe for the very first time. It is our hope with this mentorship of the students and their projects that the project quality will increase. But not only that, we're hoping that with that, that feedback from someone out in the professional world, that the students will be confident enough to finish their project and continue to the finish line and actually submit that project for judging, because we know that there are many students throughout the state that start projects but oftentimes don't finish. And so it's our hope that with this mentoring opportunity, that students will be able to complete their projects, and we'll see that quality increase. There's always an opportunity to become a member of our organization. And if you aren't familiar with our Academy site, it is ohiosci.org. And then we have a members tab. And we would love for you to join as an individual, or if your institution of higher learning or is already a member, you can click here to take advantage of that. So we would love for you to join our membership and become a member of the Academy. We also, if you are with an organization, we also welcome organizational sponsorships. And so if your organization is looking to get further involved, Mr. Wojtek, Mike Wojtek is definitely the one to contact regarding those opportunities for getting involved as an institution or as a institutional sponsor, or as an organizational sponsor. So I think a lot of you have been hearing about this. I've been putting it out on our social media platforms about Project Board. So Project Board, what is that? You know, what is this platform that we keep hearing about? Project Board is, sorry, my mouse is a little getting ahead of me. Project Board is a social learning platform that is the inspiration of engineering.com. And their mission is to have people who develop projects be able to collaborate and communicate regarding those projects in an effort to create a wider STEM community throughout the globe, and in our case, throughout Ohio. So I wanted to show you what the platform for the students who are participating in the program this year, what that will actually look like. So when a teacher or a student is ready to register to participate in the Science Day program this year, they will go to projectboard.world/OAS, and it will take them to this landing page right here where they will be able to register. And soon, starting in October, we will begin mentor registration. And so when that announcement goes out for mentors, you will come to this exact same landing page, and our mentors will be able to register. And there'll be some training sessions and some videos that you will watch before you dive in, because there's some specific ways of how to give feedback and to make sure that we are safely communicating with the students that are participating in this process. So I'm just going to click on here. If I was a teacher, our students have the opportunity to register to participate in our Science Day programs, but also our STEM entrepreneurship program, which is Believe in Ohio. And if you want to just at least go here and learn more about this process, we do have a guide that you can download so that you can see kind of what that platform looks like from the student and the teacher perspective. And we also have, which our mentors and our judges are going to have their own backpack of resources. We have a teacher resource community that we have been developing. So all of the teachers will be able to communicate with each other and share ideas, share challenges, and how they overcome those challenges. And we'll also have that available for our mentors and our judges. And so this is going to be really exciting that we'll be able to communicate with each other all year long. And so, again, in October, look for that to be able to take you to, again, this landing page. We'll have an additional icon here for our mentors, and then eventually for our judges. So we'll keep you in the loop of when all of that comes about. So what does the platform itself actually look like? So if I go into the platform itself, when someone is a mentor, and they will be able to mentor in an area of expertise. So if you are involved in animal science, then we will actually have a way that you'll be able to see animal science projects, and you will be able to give some feedback to the students. And so what that will actually look like is, this is the students' working template. And if they were working on their background research, and I was coming in to offer some mentoring feedback, you at the top up here, you might see they have an opportunity to upload images. They have an opportunity to upload. So if I wanted to upload, they can put in photos and videos. They could use this as a whiteboard and put Post-it notes, kind of like a Jamboard as well. They can put links here. They can upload files. They can even ask a question, maybe of their classmates and of their mentors, and they can embed things as well. And so you'll be able to see those things. And then more importantly, when you have a chance to see all those and you kind of read through some of their notes, and you look at kind of where their idea and where their train of thought is at that time, you'll be able to then provide some feedback. And so you will have an opportunity, if you're reading through and you're like, oh, I just saw an article about whatever the topic is, or have you seen this research paper about this, you can share that information with them, and you'll be able to write a response or say, are you sure that this isn't the most testable way for your hypothesis? And so, or maybe you need a little bit more background research about whatever it is. And so you'll be able to provide that information for the students, and then you'll simply post it there. And what they will see, my image is here, but the students will have kind of unknown icons, little emoticons, and our mentors will too. And so it's all very safe. It's monitored, not only from the academy side, but also through project board side. And there will be definite trainings that we'll do before that begins, because we want this to be a positive, safe learning environment for the students. But again, it's our hope that if our students are receiving information earlier in the process, that it will only strengthen their paper and their procedure, excuse me, prior to getting to their actual the process of building and testing their prototype, if they're doing an engineering design project, or actually conducting their experiment and doing the data collection or analyzing data if they're doing a meta-analysis project. So we've built in their ISEF forms as well, so they'll be able to upload those. And then at the very end, they'll be able to upload their final written report, their abstract. We're going to have them develop a quad chart. And a lot of people are like, what's a quad chart? And we've seen a little bit of, nervousness around that. A lot of people refer to it as a poster. And so what that actually looks like is, excuse me, it's just a condensed version of a poster that they might present in college or out in the business world at a professional meeting. We've just shifted it down into 4 sections instead of multiple sections, even more sections, and referred to it as a quad chart. This also aligns with the International Science and Engineering Fair qualifications that students have to do to participate in that program as well. Excuse me. And then if the students are participating in the State Science Day, they will have to upload a video here, but that will only be for State Science Day. Excuse me. Allie, do you see? I was looking at the chat. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Examples for students and teachers to reference. Yes, absolutely. We will have lots of examples. Our students who participated in Buckeye Science and Engineering Fair last year all had to produce a quad chart of their own. So they will have access to that as well, and to the International Science and Engineering Fair examples that they have. So if we're looking at ISTEF examples, they'll have 1,000 examples for quad charts that they can utilize. So we will make sure that they have a lot of support. We understand that this is all new, and those visuals will be very, very important. So again, make sure that you keep checking your emails and checking all of our social media accounts, because all of this will be announced for mentors, and then not too long after that, in early November, our judge registration will begin as well. And so if you have questions in the meantime, I encourage you to reach out and keep in touch with us, whether that's Mike, our executive director, myself, or Allie, and our contact information is located here. We also have a multitude of social media connections. We have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, a LinkedIn page, a Twitter, and YouTube. And our YouTube is really starting to gain some traction. We have a playlist there on YouTube that has all kinds of short videos to walk teachers through the process of Project Board. And so I definitely encourage you, if you have social media, to connect with us on social media. So that's really all I have, unless somebody has some questions. I was going to check the chat. Let's see. Okay, as someone who writes it. Okay. Absolutely. I'm sure that the quad charts, yes. Yep, we will be giving lots of visuals for that. Can someone register as a teacher also be a judge? Yep. So yes, it will actually be 2 separate registration platforms for educators and mentors and judges. And that's this year. We are hoping in 2.0 for next year that when someone registers, they'll actually be able to drop down and be able to choose the different registrations that they want. But we're just not ready for that for this year. And so, but it is on the mind already for next year. And so the same email address can actually be utilized. So I think that answered that question. You can either unmute or type it in the chat. Feel free to ask us some questions if you have any. I will tell you, if you are looking for additional information about Project Board, we do meet the 4th Monday of each month, and from 3 to 4:30. So I call it my office hours. And so it's just an open Zoom link. And if there are teachers or students or parents or judges or mentors or anyone that wants to hop on and ask questions about the platform itself or about the process, then we utilize that as office hours. So, oh, thanks.
Good question on chat there on awards.
Yep, I think Allie's direct link for the YouTube videos. Allie, are you getting that one for me? Thank you. And again, I'll make sure that we share the slides when we also post this video. We'll send it out to all of our judges so that you can just click on the icon within the slides, and it'll take you to any of our social media platforms.
I have a question about Project Board.
Sure.
So when you're on the platform and let's say that a mentor posts a comment to a student, does that comment show up in the top right where there's the little bell and the little message? And also if a student commented back to a judge, would it look the same on, I'm sorry, to a mentor? Would it look the same on the mentor's platform?
Mm-hmm. So when there is conversation back and forth between a teacher and a student, as well as eventually a mentor and a student and a judge and a student, we get copies of all of that. It's also filed in Project Board's database, and it also shows, so an email will come through to that individual, and it will also show up in the bell that there's communication waiting for that individual. Great question.
Can you show us that on Project Board? Can you pull that tab back up?
Sure. And it'll be in training videos. And so we'll be able to show you that in the training videos as well. So I get everyone's projects, so I can see the conversations that have occurred. And I also get notifications of when there's any kind of chat and things like that. And so we have an opportunity, to be able to see that. So I can see when an educator has left a comment. I can see when a teacher has left a comment in the backpack. So if a mentor has a question and they put it in the mentor backpack, or a judge has a question and they will put it in their own judge backpack, I will see that information here. So all of that shows up, and lots and lots and lots, and I can go on and on and on. So I do get to monitor all of that. And so the backpack for mentors and for judges will look, it'll be a different color, and you can see that there's 45 educators that are already registered here. And so that means we become a community, and we can ask questions. We can have some general discussion. There's all kinds of things about how to create classes, how to add users. As teachers ask specific things, we can add additional backpacks in here as well. So we call this their own project.
Angie, if you don't mind, Dr. Turkman's response and question that was in the chat about OSU Department of Statistics planning to, continue an award. First of all, I have to say thank you for being a sponsor of an award at State Science Day. But the real thing with Project Board, as Angie is mentioning, it's making and it's creating community. Each of us are growing this STEM ecosystem throughout the state of Ohio. And Project Board will have space on there for sponsors and sponsored award providers to be able to have a voice for their particular area of science, why it's important, whatever message it is that your organization wants to share with our prospective innovators, scientists, engineers. There's a space for you on there, and that it can, represent and broaden the voice and advocacy of your own particular discipline of science. And so we're really excited about this. It's a great opportunity for our partners from higher education, those that support broadly Science Day itself. And I think you're really going to like what you see. Like I say, I think there's going to be a visible platform for everybody to showcase. Right now, we have kind of a limited package in terms of what we offer students when they sign up for awards. It's limited by our resources and our space. Well, guess what? We're expanding our resources and our space so that they can more broadly understand the nature of your award, what they're applying for, and how it personally connects and resonates to them. So thank you for asking that question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to show everyone that if you go to projectboard.world/BSEF, our Buckeye Science and Engineering showcase from last year is still up and available. And so we used it just as an event platform last year, not as going through the entire process, but you can go through and see our student finalists, and this is what our projects will look like. They will be divided by categories. We will be able to have awarded projects, and the districts will be able to add awards, and then you'll be able to see them from all of the different categories. And this will be, so you won't just see projects from your district. Eventually, you're going to be able to, the public is going to be able to see projects from all over the entire state of Ohio from the district level forward, which I think is incredibly exciting. We haven't had that opportunity before to see that. And so when students participated last year in the Buckeye Science and Engineering Fair, you can see what kind of a quote unquote finished project would look like for them with their quad chart. They had their video here and then their final research paper. The great thing about this for the students that I'm so excited about is the fact that this is archivable. They can share this, they can input this link into a college application, a scholarship application, a job application. If they get to college and they want an internship on campus, they can share this and show those potential employers that they have participated in authentic research. And so this is their portfolio forever. And what I'm so excited about is that if you have a student that begins in 5th grade all the way through 12th grade, not only will you have this incredible portfolio for those students, but you'll also be able to see how the students have grown and developed over that time. So this platform, I think, is amazing, and I think it's only going to get amazing. And I also wanted to show for our eventually our partners and our sponsors will have an opportunity to have an exhibit where people can go and they can learn more about that department or that college or that sponsor. And again, it will be there for every student in the state of Ohio to be able to access at any point in time. So I can't think of anything more exciting than the opportunity, again, like Mike said, to create this ginormous Ohio ecosystem community.
I mean, before, if you were a state science day judge, you may have only been fortunate enough to see those students that were promoted to state science day. You know, if you judge at the district level, maybe you only saw those students at a particular district. We're reaching down all the way to the local level. Everybody who's developing a project in Ohio is going to have it on, you know, it'll be in Project Board, as Angie talks about. You know, it's a living archive of their work. And so it really is, it's very powerful in terms of how deeply it will connect each of us to the work that's being done across the state of Ohio in the K-12 space. So again, thanks. I also want to take an opportunity to really thank Angie for all the work that she's done in putting this together. This was a shared vision, no doubt. I mean, we were both on board. We both really appreciated the power of the content of this particular platform. But make no mistake about it, Angie's the one who has fully developed this in working with engineering.com. And I think she's done just great work. And she's been a champion for science research, for experiential opportunities in the K-12 space for many, many, many years. And I'm just proud to have her as a part of our organization. And I love the work she does. So thanks.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you. So on that, it's 8:01 and I promise to keep it short and just a preview. And I encourage you all again to reach out and grab some friends, grab some colleagues, and get them involved in our programs this year because you really do not want to miss out on this. So again, thank you all so much and have a wonderful evening.